good thing is Steve's already done it with Tampa, and then he wasn't there to maybe get the cup this year, but everybody in Tampa and around hockey circles know he's the one that built that organization up.
There's a lot of good news in Detroit. Like Steve Yzerman is doing a marvelous job rebuilding things. They're way ahead of where they were. They're way ahead of where people thought they would be. I love the patience with the coach. I think Jeff Blashill's a really good coach.
I think it's significant that he found some players that want to be in Detroit. That helps you land these guys, and it also helps you to have a good atmosphere, enthusiasm, some passion.
I do, from a team standpoint, believe that we are a better team this year, moving forward with the signings that we made, and I'm looking forward to seeing the new guys and the current guys and some of the young guys making a push to be a Detroit Red Wing this coming year.
Win the draw, and they score! Oh. Bobby Ryan! Larkin a shot, rebound, Brome, scores! Brome, shot, bingo, scores! Bingo! Yeah! Dylan Larkin, scores!
Wow, that got me hype. I'm excited for the game tomorrow night even more now. Welcome to the Winged Wheel Nation virtual event. I'm Carley Johnston. I'll be your host today. And Tim Hortons would like to thank you for attending tonight's event with a 99-cent coffee coupon. Thank you. Yes, please. Well, I have a very exciting guest today, but I'm going to toss it to a video that might give you a little hint of who's going to be joining us tonight. I mean, come on, it doesn't get any better than that, D-Mag. But we're also joined by Spencer.
I got chills.
I did too. Good to see you in your glory days, although I'm pretty sure you're still living in them.
Working on it. They're getting better and better every day. And to be here in front of all the season ticket holders to talk, with Spencer and everything that he's done behind the scenes. And obviously, I saw you last night. Love everything that you're doing as part of on Woodward and the Tigers and Wings. And I'm proud of what you and Daniela are developing. And now it's get everybody amped up because this COVID year is not letting us down because we're building. Slowly but surely, and it's about patience. But guys, you see what we just watched that I was a part of? It's coming back. And one thing is, I'm sure of it, and I want all of you to make sure that if you want to be there and know it's coming too, that you're there with us.
Spencer, I know everyone wants to be a part of those glory days, and I'm sure, as Darren just said, it's just a few years away.
We got a lot of fun things to look forward to. And looking at the old footage, the glory days, Darren, I think we all remember exactly what that's like. We've been spoiled as Red Wings fans. So thank you for the memories. And we'll talk more about the future in a little bit. But I think everyone's here to hear more from Darren.
Thanks for setting me up, Spencer. We're going to have a Q&A with DMAC, but make sure you're sending in your questions. I will be kind of like the middleman between you guys and Darren. I'll be asking the questions that you guys want to get answers from Darren for. But first of all, I have a few questions for you first, Darren. Do you mind?
Not at all.
Like, as you were saying, it's been an unprecedented year. But what can our fans expect to see for the future of Red Wings hockey?
Well, I think that you got to slow down. First of all, is that you look from what has happened last year into what has happened last year into what has happened this year, and we can all to a T, 100% could say there's progress. Now it's progress, not perfection, because you have to build this foundation. I think last night, if anybody watched. And to anybody's avail, it just came apparent to Art Regner last night, too, that Steve Yzerman's the right guy to build this team as he's built Tampa the way that the old Red Wings was built. So that's what he's doing with the new Red Wings. Unfortunately, it's 2021. The game's changed, and it's going to take a little bit more time. But he's starting to put the pieces together. He's getting guys a lot of opportunity. A lot of guys that are on the roster now will not be on the roster when the glory years come back, I believe. But some of the kids are going to be, and it's about developing. And it's about developing. And as long as you see, like I do, that they're going somewhere and there's progress, then that's why I'm all on board. A little bit biased, but we've seen it before. And it's the guys in charge, not just Steve, but the Pat Verbeeks, Chris Drapers, Kirk Maltby's, Yuri Fisher's, Cronwall's, Litz. Oh my gosh, it's all guys that win. So it's just a matter of time.
A lot of them are guys you've played with. And how cool is it to see? I know we just played the Tampa Bay Lightning last night. This is a team that Stevie helped build. So how promising is it to see this team, a Stanley Cup champion team? Now they're, at Little Caesars Arena, and the Red Wings actually gave them a run for their money. But how promising is it to see this team and how well they're doing?
Well, you always like to see that because it's a different thing, and we're from being a scout to being a GM to being a coach. But when you see a guy who's done it in the past and put things together, and sort of, to me, it took 8 years for Tampa to get over the hump. I don't think it'll take that long here, 4 or 5, because the thing is that the one thing that I know about my former teammates that are now in charge of this organization is nobody works harder than they do. That means Chris Draper driving, flying all over the country, every other country, Steve Yzerman on the phones and stuff like that. They'll do whatever it takes to get the best possible guys here. That's the whole process of it. And it's you look at where we've been and you look at the pieces that are being built. The foundation is solid, so we never have to be back here again. Yeah, it'd be easy to sell the farm and go for a 1-year shot if we were able to it and that, but that's not hockey, that's football. We're building something so that when we're good again, we'll be good for a long, long, long time, like we used to be.
And on what you said, I mean, these are guys in the front office who are used to winning. They know what it takes to win. So that's got to give you a little bit of a comfort feeling with this team, knowing that they know what it takes to build a Stanley Cup team or what it takes to, drive home in that locker room. This is what it takes to win.
Well, I think that, and let's get realistic here, right? If you're going to spend your hard-earned money and to support a team, it's not cheap to go down there. So if you're going to make this investment, you want to know that you're investing. To me, this is like Bitcoin. To me, the Red Wings are Bitcoin years ago, right? Like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yes, I think that they are going to once they figure out, and it's to players individually figure out who they are, but also collectively. And it's a process. But again, if I see the process and I see that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that these losses now are going to benefit us in the future, then I'm committed. And that's what I am. Listen, I hate to lose, and those guys hate to lose more than I do. Right. So it's one of those things that they will not be denied, no matter what draft pick they get, no matter what happens to this or that. They will figure out a way, just like we did back to some of those highlights in 96 to 97, 98, 02, whatever it is. We learned. And unfortunately, the greatest teacher is losing and learning what you don't like, being sick and tired of that. So they'll get to a point and the effort's there. That's what it is. It's not, the thing is, it's the consistency and all that. Last night, the second period, they played one of the best periods I've seen them play all year. Now, the inexperience is not to be consistent, and you're playing Tampa Bay, who's the Detroit Red Wings of the 90s and 2000s, that they're going to find a way to beat. That game reminded me of us playing Columbus in the late 90s or in the 2000s or whatever, that they'd always get close and then we just pull it out at the end or whatever. And it was just a matter of fact, you had their numbers. So it's if you see the path going on, and the best part now, right, why we're having this conversation, if you do, then get in there and make sure you're not left out because you know what's coming. I didn't get in on Bitcoin, but I sure as heck am in on Steve Yzerman's Red Wings.
I didn't get on Bitcoin either, but you know what? That's for another conversation. But we do have our first fan question of the night from Jan. Who is your favorite player to fight and why?
That's a good question, Jan. Who is my and that's you don't really like fighting anybody. When I was younger, it would be. I had a lot of maybe I'll say Cam Russell, because there was a fight that I got in an exhibition my rookie year in old Chicago Stadium that I'm sure made me the team when we fought it. It was a 5-on-5. We fought in the corner. I was on top of him. He said I jumped him. I said, let's go to center ice and square off. And so we did. And it was like Apollo Creed and Rocky. We hit each other and he bambied. And I think Scotty realized at that point that he needed this crazy kid on his team. And then we ended up fighting about 4 or 5 times throughout. So anybody that you get in a punch in the face contest with that wasn't going to kill you, I'm down for.
All right. That was the phrase of the night. We have another fan question here, and I love talking to you. We have another fan question from Blue Jays Art. Darren, what was your favorite moment of your career?
I'm big into history and chronological order. So without March 26, 97, which is, the God shot, because, and I'm biased because he chose me as the star, but the fact to go into a game with all the hype around what was going to happen and it to exceed that to a point that I don't think any screenwriter could have written a better play for me to get not only slay the dragon, but to score the overtime winner, get the girl. And then why that's the moment is because, as Brendan Shanahan says in the Russian 5 documentary, the psychological advantage that gave us into the conference finals to beat the Colorado Avalanche in 6 and then to go on to win the Stanley Cup came through to then. A lot of what you're seeing now, or the tough times and the guys, the inadequacy on the power plays and all this stuff, these are things that these guys can learn and draw from, and that's what great professionals did. That's what guys we learned from did. That's what Steve Yzerman did in his whole entire career, and that's why I know that I grew up around here, but am I the only guy that watched him as an 18-year-old not only transform as a player but the person and grow up? I mean, he's lived in front of all of us forever to be that guy. So, I mean, the person that I know is not going to be denied. And that's what it comes down to it. But I'm big on history, and without March 26th, which we're coming up on the 24-year anniversary, is I'm grateful that it went down that way and I didn't end up in jail, even though that would have been all right, because I know that you guys would have got me commissary and stuff.
You're on one tonight, Darren. I love this. All right. With that, somewhat, the game has changed a lot since you were out on the ice. What changes have most positively affected the game, in your opinion?
Well, safety, concussions and protocols and stuff like that, which was in all sports. And, the game's gotten – what I say is that when I played, if you were over 6 foot, size was a big thing. You get an opportunity, especially if you're 6'5", 6'6", like that defenseman would get opportunities everywhere. Now it's if you're fast, doesn't matter how big you are. The game, as talented as can be, but when you do that, you lose some accountability. That's the thing. The accountability to each other is what's lost. But I think that the league's done a good job in the concussion protocols and trying to make guys as safe as possible and not let them go back, which you can't change the past. So it's only working towards the future. And I think that the health wise, they've made strides in that way a lot better than what it used to be.
Absolutely. And we have another fan question from Jason Jones. What is your favorite playoff memory?
Thank God I'm a Red Wing, not a Lion. I got a lot.
Whoa.
Shot. My favorite memory was, I was fortunate enough, not only, and it wasn't because in 97 game 4 that Eric Lindros scored to give me the Stanley Cup clinching goal on that breakaway. It was the fact that 11 seconds left, the faceoff was outside our zone. It was Yzerman, Shanahan, Lidstrom, Konstantinov, and McCarty on the draw. And because of that, and Stevie, he did us a favor and didn't lose the draw. So the puck went. And my favorite playoff memory, also my favorite Joe Louis Arena memory, is because I was at the far blue line when the horn went, when the guys came off the bench, the crowd, the streamers. It was so loud between blue line to blue line. It was silent. And then it was like the movie where it was like, and then it was like blam. So there was something that is etched in my brain that, one of those moments that I will never forget.
Speaking of Yzerman, I know we've mentioned him a few times in this stream so far. What does it mean for this franchise in the city of Detroit to have Steve Yzerman at the helm of this hockey club now?
I think it goes back to what I was saying before. You know who he is. He grew up here. You've seen what it's meant. You've seen the sacrifice not only he's made in his game, but in 2002, there's two things that in my career with Steve Yzerman that made me the most proud, that my captain or whatever. Number two is watching him literally play bone on bone, get injected every playoff game and never complain about anything. You'd say to him, look, how you feeling? How you feeling? I'm good. And he's getting 5 shots in his knee that he eventually had it reconstructed. And to watch him to play through pain was an inspiration. But the number one thing was after the Konstantinov accident and the way that he represented all of us at Beaumont Hospital and in front. That to me, not only the March 26th on the ice, but the off the ice, about how close of a family we are. And even to this day, and I'm sitting here through the love of not only from the Illiches down throughout the organization to my brothers, to the people that work there, is why I'm, still around. So it's the grateful, because I just want to jog your memory that exactly what I know. I'm not selling you on anything. I'm just awakening you to what you already know, or you can look up as to be the why, because there's a lot of younger generation that wasn't around, which, I know that because Drapes is going to be 50 this year. So make sure you wish him a happy birthday, May 24th.
Oh, way to throw that in there. I'm sure he loves that. All right, we have another fan question from Tyler Sampson. Hey, Darren, this is a great question. Big fan from Tennessee. What skills or lessons have you learned from hockey that you've applied to your everyday life? And thank you for doing this. Thank you, Tyler.
Well, Tyler from Tennessee, thank you, my friend. And that's the greatest thing, is when I see we have fans everywhere. Wing Wheel Nation is all over the world. And when we played, we'd pack, I know having teammates on other teams, you go to Arizona, you go to California and stuff like that. And we represented. So even in Nashville and stuff like that. But it's perseverance. The thing that I've learned about the game of hockey is that accountability for your actions, for your language, for whatever else, but also too is to, to listen to. It's about looking at what's around you and the culture you want to be a part of and the people, and looking in the mirror and becoming the person that you want to be with no regrets. So that's the one thing, is the perseverance and the work ethic and, structure. That's what hockey gives you. And that's what I look for now, is like, we're so routine, as far as time, this, that. When routine stops, that's when things get out of hand for guys like myself, or one of those issues. But, the team game, and, I realize what hockey really gave me is that I'm not an individual success guy. I've had some, and it just doesn't. I like to share. I'm all about the team. Meek will inherit the earth, and Meek isn't weak. It just means that you tell me what we're doing, and I'm all in. And, there's nobody, honestly, and this doesn't even count as in hockey, but in life, that I would follow behind, because I realize when I do and when I did, life is good, and that's Steve Yzerman and Chris Draper. So and that's just not me. You guys also, everybody else. Let's go. Let's fill up this LCA and follow them together.
Group hug, kumbaya moment. I love it. There's no I in team. All right. And I love asking this question, because I think I know what the answer is, but I'm going to let you run with it. What is your favorite memory from playing with the Red Wings? Because I know we have a very, very important anniversary coming up.
Yeah, so the March 20, it's because of what it did, right? And because, so my favorite thing is the fact that I literally pretty much attempted murdered Claude Lemieux and got 4 minutes for roughing, a 10-minute misconduct, and was able to score the overtime winner in that game. That'll never happen. Shanny told me in 2013 at Comerica Park, when we're playing outside, when he was doing disciplinary, that I would have got 10 to 15 games, which means I would have been suspended for the whole year now and probably had to play. But righting wrongs and being a part of it. And my favorite personal moment is after scoring that goal, when the first person I really zone into, Steve Yzerman, his eyes are this big and he's going, "What the was that?" And me going, "I don't know." And he's like, "Who cares? At least you don't have to do it again." in his great Stevie way.
That's amazing. Now I hope Steve Yzerman has another moment like that sometime soon. Another one of those, "What was that?" in a good way. But we want to round this out with another fan question that we have from Tracy Hines. If you ran into look at this. If you ran into Claude Lemieux in the grocery store, what would you say to him?
Well, here's the thing. I call like I see it, and I've met Claude a few times. The first time, if you want to see our first meeting ever, go see Off the Record Michael Landsberg, 2014, I believe it was. That's the first time, and I was really standoffish. But as a human being and as a man, I have respect for Claude Lemieux, and he does autograph signings. He even signs that fight pitcher Turtle, which I never would. But again, and as a person, I understand, like, as a man, but as a player, no, I don't respect the way that he played and the way that he did things. So I can separate the two, but I'd have no problem telling him, I'd have no problem putting expired milk in his cart in the grocery store.
Darren, you're on one tonight. I love these one-liners. That's amazing.
I've had no comedy, Carly, lately. That's COVID's been jamming me.
You got the comedy stand-up tonight. I love it. All right, we're going to end on that because that was a really good note. We're going to bring back Spencer Ambrosius to talk a little bit more about the ticketing side for the Wings. You got him laughing too. Why is now a good time to join the Red Wings family, Spencer?
Look, I first of all, this isn't just Darren. This is Darren always. He's incredible speaker to be around, incredible comedian, incredible part of our past. We're glad he's still around the organization and telling these stories. But look, I've been with the organization for 2 years now, and that first year we spent most of the time just listening to feedback from our fans, and most of our fans. We have a very educated fan base. A lot of our fans tell us how excited they are for the future and just the general direction of the team under the leadership of Steve. And even though the results aren't there yet on the ice, you can see the growth in our young talent through the draft. And this summer's draft is going to be a lot of fun too. And we certainly have a lot to look forward to. But the main thing we took away from the feedback from our fans is the desire for more flexibility to come out to Red Wings games. And we want to make it as easy as possible for our fans to attend games, which is why we created the Winged Wheel Nation membership program. And we were going to launch this around this time last year before everything shut down. So we're excited to finally get this up and running and in a formal capacity. But here's how it works. We're scrapping the old season ticket model. And where you used to pay in full, get your seats to every game, and that's about it. Instead, with Winged Wheel Nation, you aren't just a Red Wings fan during the season. You're truly part of the family throughout the year. So you can see here are some of the main benefits. I think the first one we like to point out is the 12-month payment plan. So just like a gym membership, you can break up your total amount evenly over 12 months. And then you pick your location, you decide how many games you want to make it out to. But the best part is, some of the best feedback we've received is the ticket exchange program. So the way that works is, if you can't attend one of the games in your plan because something comes up, you can simply swap that out for a different game. And that way you never lose that value. So then you add on all of the year-round events and benefits catered towards the type of fan that you are, whether you're a business that's entertaining customers or employees at Red Wings games, or family. So if you have kids and you come to games as something to do as a family, or the diehard experience, which is more for just our passionate Red Wings fans. We truly have something for everybody. And here's an example of the types of events that you'll have access to year round that comes with your membership. So again, it's way better than our past season ticket model, something that we're very excited about. And there's really 4 simple steps. I think the biggest thing to take out of today, all you have to do right now is place a deposit. And it's as low as $50. If the upper level would be your most likely price point, or $100 is the deposit for the lower level, and then $250 for club seats. And what we're going to do is, for anybody who's able to place their deposit today, we're going to provide 2 complimentary tickets to an upcoming game. And that way we encourage you to use that as an opportunity to test drive seats and start thinking about where you're going to want to sit for next season. Because Little Caesars Arena is an incredible place. There's a lot of great vantage points, and everybody has their own specific best seats in mind. So then later on this summer, you'll be invited down to our Select a Seat event, where you can choose the exact seats that you want. And then pick the number of games, truly customize it out based on your experience. So again, place your deposit today. You're immediately secured in our priority list, and then you're going to receive 2 complimentary tickets to an upcoming game. We only have 8 home games left this season. So reach out to your rep, or go to DetroitRedWings.com/DRW deposit. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll put it up on the chat as well. There it is right there, to go ahead and get on the priority list. So again, starting, and I think I misspoke, starting in April, we only have 8 games left between April and May. So the season's flying by, and we're already looking forward to getting ready for this fun off season, and then to see what happens next season and beyond.
Love it. Sign me up for the Die Hard package.
We got you on there. We got Darren in there as well. He would definitely be part of the Die Hard experience.
I thought I was a part of the zoo exhibit.
You can be both, Darren. It's okay. All right, Spencer, fantastic. Darren, I have one more question for you, because I know you are such a Winged Wheel Nation advocate. Why is it so important to the team? Can you give us a little outlook, perspective, and how important is it for the players to play at home with a sold-out crowd?
Okay, I'm going to let you guys in on a secret here. Okay, when the puck is dropped on the ice, as a player, you only hear what's on the ice. But when the whistle blows, yes, I can see you. You can see me. The energy and the experience that anybody who's been at Joe Louis Arena, where that was a hockey rink, well, LCA is an entertainment facility. It's bigger than what we had. So now it's important that we learn how to bring that energy back from LCA, because it can affect the team. Home ice advantage is huge in hockey when the guys need the energy and they call it, the ice is tilted. So fans have the ability. In football, they say it's a 12th man and stuff like that. Well, Joe Louis Arena had a vibe to its own. Anybody who'd been there knew that. And as players, the fans can have an influence, especially getting good, getting better. When you have a good team in front of you, there's nothing like playing in front of a full house.
Amazing. I love it. Well, I think that's all we have for tonight, but I want to remind everyone to place a deposit now by visiting DetroitRedWings.com/WingedWheelNation. You guys do not want to miss out on that. You can also place a deposit at DetroitRedWings.com/DRW deposit. Do not waste a single second, because I have a feeling that everyone's going to want to be chomping at the bits. I mean, we don't have all of our fans at the arena this year. So next year, it's going to be like sold out nation, right? Sold out nation, Winged Wheel Nation.
Sold out Winged Wheel Nation. Nicely done, Miss Johnston.
Thank you. Also, there's an incentive to placing a deposit. You can receive 2 complimentary tickets to a game this season. So not only can you see the Red Wings play live this season, you'll see them all next season. So again, don't miss your opportunity to receive these incentives, and don't miss your opportunity to be a Winged Wheel Nation member. On that, you guys, thank you so much for joining this Winged Wheel Nation virtual event presented by Tim Hortons. We can't wait to see you at Little Caesars Arena. Thank you, Spencer and D-Mac, as always.
You got it, Carly. I will see you on the 22nd.
Love it. Love it. All right. See you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching, and let's go Red Wings.